Did that play after the faceoff basically work exactly as you guys drew it up?
I mean, yeah. You watch our game against St. Louis, they did one of those to us. So coaches drew it up for us, and Stoney had an option to shoot or pass, and he passed, and just a little bit of a example of a way to find a little bit of space out there when to show teams a different look.
Next question tonight goes to Vince Sapienza, Channel 5, Las Vegas.
Max and/or Shea, obviously we saw a 5% increase in capacity inside the building. Just what was it like from your vantage point in terms of the noise, the energy that you guys were looking for coming into this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think, even when we had 15%, it was still buzzing. So, that the more fans, the better. And, I thought they were loud, and that thought, definitely there was times we were feeding off that. And, hopefully that continues going forward.
Next question goes to Justin Emerson with the Las Vegas Sun.
Max, since you and Mark since Mark got here, you and him have had a whole bunch of different centers. It seems like regardless of who the center is, you guys are able to produce. So what is it about, I guess, the two of you that play so well off of each other?
Well, I don't want to discredit the players we're playing with. We're playing with some really good players. I mean, Chandler's one of the fastest guys in the league. Glasser has great poise, really easy to play with. So, yeah, I mean, me and Stoney enjoy playing together, but we've also played with some great guys up the middle. And I think, obviously we know that Glasser was out of the lineup last game. We want to try and make him feel comfortable, try and make life easy on him. And he played a great game. He's really a lot of fun to play with. He has great poise, like I mentioned, and he sees plays happen before they actually do happen. So it was a lot of fun playing with him tonight.
We'll go to Jesse Granger from The Athletic.
Hey, Max, we don't see goalies pull many diving poke checks like that anymore. What's going through your head when your goalie's leaving his crease and laying out like that?
I was sick. I mean, the dude is just the man. What else can you say? Like, me and Rebo were talking about we want to buy the rights to a movie about him. He's just, there's no one else in the world like him. Get goosebumps just replaying that back in my mind. And you see a goalie, doing stuff like that in a big game, it's the right play. And he's just a smart goaltender who has executed that a lot, especially against this team. So an amazing play in a crucial time of the year.
Next question tonight goes to Brian Blessing from the Vegas Hockey Hotline.
Hey, Max, on Stone's goal, I mean, there are certain places on the ice a turnover can be critical. The transition there, Haig steps up at the blue line. You guys get a bounce in your step and go the other way. Can you talk about the defense turning that into offense quickly?
Yeah, we want to counterattack. I think the long stick there for Hager was crucial in creating that turnover and getting us going the other way. So, yeah, our D have done a really good job of keeping their gap and trying to get teams to turn it over in dangerous areas of the ice. That was an example of it. When you're able to turn it the other way, you kind of catch their D-men flat-footed. So was able to gain a step on him, and I knew where Stoney was, and he placed the shot perfectly.
We'll hold a quick moment. If there's any final questions for Shea Theodore or Max Pacioretty. Guys, thanks for the time tonight.
Thanks.
For Marc-Andre, how surprised do you think Evander was when you came flying out there for that poke check?
I don't know. I hope he was. That was my goal. Surprise him a bit, right? He's obviously a very skilled player, and yeah, a lot of speed coming down the wing, right? And I just thought I'll take this opportunity to surprise him a bit, and it worked out pretty good.
Next question tonight goes to Justin Emerson with the Las Vegas Sun.
Mark, you and Max, pretty much from the moment since you got traded here, really clicked together, played really well. You guys are, the last couple of games especially, just what works well with you two?
I don't know, chemistry. Just it's worked out. I don't really have much to explain it. I think we've been able to stick to playing for the entire game. I think throughout the course of the seasons, you have your ups and downs, and I think when you stick to the game plan, let your strengths take over, not try to do too much. We're getting looks. And obviously tonight wasn't a Picasso. We had a pretty soft start, but we were able to kind of buckle down and get things in the right direction.
Next question comes from Ben Goetz from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
For Mark with a K, you just mentioned buckling down. It seems like you guys had a lot better possession games starting in the second period. What changed there for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's cliche to say, but when you come back from road trips, we had a pretty successful road trip. We had a long flight with the time change, the hour ahead. We were a little bit flat coming for that first 10. But we got our legs under us. Flower made some good saves to start the game. I think we were getting outshot 6-1 early, and we kind of battled back and kind of got our legs a little bit underneath us at the end of the first period. Power play gets a big goal. These are the types of games where you need your specialty teams to be good. And once we got our feet underneath us, I thought our second period was actually really strong. We had a couple mental breakdowns, but I think overall we started to push and hang on to pucks and make the game a little bit easier for ourselves.
We'll go to Stormy Bonatoni with the Vegas Golden Knights.
Mark, when Max Pacioretty was talking about you a little bit earlier, he said that him and Ryan Reeves were talking about buying the rights to make a movie about you. Would you be willing to sign those over?
Oh, jeez. I don't think this movie's gonna be any good. Should just cancel that right now. Well, it's flattering, very flattering, yeah. But yeah, don't need it.
Next question goes to David Shane, Las Vegas Review-Journal.
I don't know how to follow that. For Marc-Andre, just can you take us through the last few seconds? It looked like once you covered up, you kind of took a peek up at the scoreboard at the clock, and then maybe a sense of relief there at the end to hear the final buzzer.
Yeah, a little bit. They're 6-on-4, right? And the puck was moving around pretty good, and felt like there's 10 people in my crease all the time. It's tough to find a puck, but so I just made sure the clock was done when the whistle was blown, and it was a good feeling. It was a close game, till the end there, and everybody buckled down and played so well defensively and back some shots and helped me out around the net. So it's been it was fun win to get.
Last question for Mark Stone and Marc-Andre Fleury goes to Brian Blessing, Vegas Hockey Hotline.
Marc-Andre, a lot of talk about the save on Kane. I'm just curious. I mean, any goalie can do it. No, not many do. The only guy I ever saw do it that much was Dominic Hasek. He'd do it a dozen times a year. His career was winding down when you were getting started. I'm wondering, was there a moment early in your career when you put that in your toolbox and to have the confidence to pull a move off like that?
Just as a kid, I think, because I love Dominic Hasek, right? I love goalies growing up, and love watching them and trying to copy them, right? To play like they did, and just like Waugh brought in the butterfly, or Brodeur brought in the nice glove saves or the poke check, and the two-pad stack, and Hasek was so acrobatic, right? I think it's all guys I love watching, and obviously with time and practice and experience, right, you find out the right time to do it, and I'm glad this one worked out pretty good.
Guys, thanks for the time tonight.
Thank you. Good night.
Hi, Pete. Probably not the start you guys wanted, but you seemed to find your legs in the second period. Just how happy were you with the rebound there in the second?
You know what? I kind of expected to start. It looked, excuse me, it looked like we had been on the road for 10 days and came back late. I felt in morning skate this morning, our energy was a little bit off. So, I felt it was going to take us a little while to work into the game. Thankfully Flower was our best player in the first and allowed us to get our legs under us. And I liked a lot of the things we did over the last 40 minutes other than put them away. I thought we had multiple opportunities to extend that lead to 3 and finish it off. And, that was the only thing we didn't do.
Next question for Pete tonight comes from Justin Emerson with the Las Vegas Sun.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, Pete, when we talk about forwards, we talk about lines a lot, a 3-man unit, but is there something to be said about just two guys out there that work really well together? Mark Stone, Max Pacioretty. It seems like regardless of who their center is, that they're always going to perform.
Yeah, I think a lot of times lines are made around two guys, and there's usually an interchangeable piece there. For sure, Stone and Patch have some chemistry, and they complement each other, and they big goal for us obviously there in the third period, and a big power play goal for us in the first, which is what you need. You're going to have nights in this league where you're not feeling great or your legs aren't great, and you've got to grind out a win, and I thought we did that tonight.
Next question goes to Chris Chapman, Fox Sports Las Vegas.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Pete. Probably statistics guys on my side of the Zoom call keep track of, but Mark Stone has scored 6 game-winning goals. 6 of his 10 have been game-winning goals. Could you just speak about what's in his character that allows him to rise to the occasion in big moments?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's one of those special players, and it's a rare characteristic, and if you got it, it's a great thing to have on your team, because he has the ability to recognize moments and the most important moments of games, and want to be out there and want the puck got his stick at those times. So, he's special player, and that's why he's our captain.
Time for a few more here tonight with Pete. Next one goes to Brian Blessing, Vegas Hockey Hotline.
Hey, Brian.
Hello, Pete. Just the consistency of this team. I mean, the resilience. There are games you're down, you come back. You mentioned it. You preach to them. They know about it. How hard it is to play that first game home from a long road trip. Just the ability to find ways in different scenarios. The consistency of this group.
Yeah, like I said, I could tell, our energy wasn't in a good place as early as this morning. But I, after the first period, I loved how we simplified our game and grinded and had some great shifts and got some great efforts out of guys, on a night when we were off a little bit. So that's what good teams do in this league. You can be off a little bit, but have the maturity to recognize it and find a way. And I thought we did that.
Next question goes to Ken Bulkey with Sinbin.Vegas.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Pete, can you talk about the value of the versatility of Noshik? You could move him up the line to the wing, up, and then he played late in that game when you're defending with the empty net.
Yeah, he's a Swiss Army knife. He's a guy that he's good in the face-off circle. He's good defensively. He can kill penalties, and he also, has enough skill that you can stick him with offensive players, and they're going to be fine with it because he can make some plays. So he's been a valuable guy here in my time here, and it's nice to see him getting his game back. He had a great start, great training camp, and then got COVID and was out for an extended period, and has worked his way back into where he looks like his old self again.
Final question tonight goes to Ben Goetz, Las Vegas Review Journal.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Pete, just what was your reaction on the bench in the third period when you see Marc-Andre get out of his crease to poke the puck away from Evander Kane?
Yeah, I think I've seen that before, from the other bench. He's been great. And I can't tell you, how important it was that he was our best player tonight. I mean, that first period, we could have been down by a couple. And, he allowed us to work our way into that game. And for the oldest guy on the ice, to have that type of energy, that's pretty impressive.
Pete, thanks for your time. Appreciate all the members of the media for taking the time too. Full recordings will be sent out shortly. Thanks, everyone.